Hi, Dorian here again at Ragtops and Roasters. Today we're going to do a little demonstration on metal repair. So what I'm going to do is put 4 dents into a sheet of 50 thousandths aluminum, and then I'm going to have 4 tools and then take those dents out. Afterwards, do a little pro and con, we'll discuss it and tell you what's up with that. All right, so we got 4 good healthy dents. Think of this as taking a dent out of your door. First up, you got the good old trusty shrinking hammer. So you see me using a piece of wood. I'm not going to do it on steel since it's aluminum. I don't want the force ricocheting back and reversing what I'm doing by stretching out the metal. So I got a little somewhat of a dead blow here that'll help me shrink it down. Okay, next up, we're going to use this slapper file, literally a file shaped into spoons. I can use it to slap a dent out. Okay, here we go. All right. So next up, we're going to use a smooth-faced hammer. Nothing fancy, it's just clean. A lot of people like the polisher hammers. This is just a clean hammer surface. Couple side blows. We'll talk about that later. Okay, and last up we have a smooth face slapper spoon. This one's my favorite. It's made out of a spring, an old spring. Again, it's not exactly polished, but it's smooth. If you take a look at the surface, this is literally a file. Okay, so you got the cross hatching right there, and that is smooth. It's not going to leave any marks. And for discussion later. Okay, so first up, like I said, we're going to discuss the pros and cons. So you can see it took out the dent rather effectively, but it left these little pits in there. You know, it dinged it up pretty good. So it made it flat, but now you got a surface that's kind of nasty. The paint guy's going to have a little bit of problem trying to clean all the little nooks and crannies out. Okay, and again, with the slapper file, same situation. I'd say I got most of it out. It's got still a little bit of a little bump right there, but you can see it really chewed it up really good. Again, you got the little nooks and crannies. Paint guy's not going to be very happy with, so he's got to worry about paint sticking to it. This is just a smooth-faced hammer. Okay, now it's not as flat as you would think it would be. It's got like a very slight crown to it. The reason for that is so you don't catch the edge. If you're smacking nice and straight and flat, you're not going to catch the edge. But if you're not careful, the cons of this is you can see little moon shapes. So you're going to have to deal with that. Yeah, you can file some of that out. You make the metal a little bit thinner. So you want to try to avoid doing that. That's what I prefer to use. It's a nice smooth-faced hammer. And sometimes you need a larger surface area. Okay, again, nice and smooth. Got most of it out. The dent out right here. Again, nice and smooth. You got to wash the edges. And if you don't wash the edges, you get these lines right there. So now you got to deal with that. All right, so I'm going to scuff these, and you'll see how all these little pits stand out. And how much further you got to do to flatten these guys out. Okay, so it still needs a little bit of work, but still you don't have all those pits in there. Okay, we're gonna try this guy, see what we got here. So you can see all the half moon scars from hitting the metal wrong with the hammer. That needs additional work on top of straightening out that dent you just worked on. Okay, so let's try the slapper file area. I can really feel that grab. So all that dust is going into all those nooks and crannies. A lot of extra work getting that all cleaned out. Same with the shrinking hammer. You can see all those little dirty pits. Now you can remedy that by filing it, grinding it down, but what happens when you do that, your metal gets thin. You know, you can thin that easily to half that thickness, and that's not a good thing. So you have to be careful with your metal. You don't want to scar it. You know, you don't want to add extra work. You don't want to make it so you have to thin out the material just to make it smooth on the surface again. All right, so that's it for today, and I guess I'll be seeing you next time.